Namaste, big cats. Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in. Come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Just giving it a hot minute for all of the big cats to be notified that we are live. Come in, big cat, come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. While we're giving it a hot minute for the big cats to assemble, I need to have a quick chat, darling dears. I went on a Black YouTube creators meetup yesterday, darling dears. Good golly and gosh, it was absolutely fabulous, gorgeous and lovely. Got there in good time. It started at 1:30. I got there too. Big cat always has to be fashionably late. You understand, right? So then had the event and everything. Found my car. Jumped into my chariot of righteousness. Tapped in home. And then it took me down this road. It took me back to the Blackwall Tunnel. Those of you that have been to the UK, you've got to go through the Blackwall Tunnel to get from East London to South London. I don't live in South London, but I needed to get a hold of the M25 to get back to my domicile. Good golly and gosh, the tunnel was closed. And my GPS, I realized in the car, is a shepherd of the devil. It kept bringing me back round in a circle, back to the closed tunnel. So I was in panic mode and I said, I'm not going that way. I'm going to go another way. So I thought, okay, I'll join this line of traffic. Mirated. This is what happened to me, right? Point A and point B. It's tatty because I got to use it often. I went down this, it was a country lane, blood. Oh my God, just thinking about it, it's making my tummy shiver. It was dark. It was 5 past midnight. It looked like it was like that time. It was pitch black blood. All I could see was the cat eyes, right, on the road. It was so dark. It was dark till I went, ah! And then I wanted to cry. And I had to talk to myself in a loud voice. I had to say, if you cry, that means your eyes are going to be blurry. So not only is it dark, you're not going to be able to see. I was so missing. So here I was driving, right? Didn't know where to go, right? So then I came upon this filling station and I pulled into the filling station. As I pulled in, there was a RAC. This is a rescue car truck. He was helping out this man and his daughter. I parked my car, jumped out, slammed the door, and I ran up on them, right? The two of them looked so scared. And the man held onto his daughter. I was so lost, right? And the RAC guy he was a white dude with 2 gold teeth, right, on his canines in the front, right? And so he started to laugh, so you're lost, yeah? And he started rubbing his chin. That lighted my fire, darling, but I had to keep it calm. I said, I don't know where I am, and I want to go home. He goes, what about your car GPS? I said, listen, I had to take it a beat because I already told you guys that my GPS was a shepherd of the devil, right? So he goes, oh, you've just got to find the Dartford crossing. Don't go through the tunnel, go over the bridge. Bestie, if you've been rocking with me for some time, you know big cat don't like heights. Big cat don't like heights. And that crossing is high. Oh my God. Woo! Just thinking about it, just bringing up my anxiety, my PTSD. Do you remember the PTSD that I acquired when I went to Brighton Beach and this lady with her bread chucking hands decides to chuck the bread behind my chair? It was this is 2 stories meshed into one. So yeah. So as I approached the Dartford crossing now, my skulldugger's eyes wanted to cut to the left and the right. I said, we're not having this. I was like, easy tiger, you better face straight ahead, right, if you want to get home in one piece. So then made it over the crossing and finally I saw the miles going down. 23 miles, 17 miles. At one point it was so dark on that dark road, and when I came round that bend, the sign said 58 miles from the channel tunnel to blood clot. 58 miles from the tunnel? I didn't intend to cross the channel. What's going on? I was so lost. I wanted an air tag on my posterior, darling. Yes, but if I had the air tag, I would have had the control for the air tag. I'd have been looking for me, and me was lost. I myself and me was lost. We was missing blood, all right? So then I made it home in the name of Jesus, Father, God, Mother, Isis. And I also included it in the video. My face looked like a well-smacked bottom when I got home. I was wrung out, mate. Listen, I would have been a pushover for the progeny, but they'd gone to bed. And I thought it was strange because normally they greet me when I come in late. No matter the time, either they call out or they come and see me. My son said, Mom, I had a feeling that you was lost. When I was talking to him this morning, he goes, I had a feeling you was lost. I said, why do you think that? Because I was watching you, because all my progeny's got me on the GPS, darling dear. Because if I leave the house and I stay out too long, they start having ideas like, she's dead! She's not coming back! Woe is me! So I let them know where I was. When I'm not in the house, he said, I saw your car, right, on the M25, and then I saw it going up north. I said, listen, at one point I saw a sign saying, welcome to Essex, to blood clot. Let me tell you something. You gotta be strong. You got to be strong, and you've got to be calm, because you can't panic in the car by yourself, right? And I said, my charity is righteous, but good God, the GPS was a shepherd of the devil. Apart from that, how you doing? Let's dive into the read, bestie. Let's dive in, because why? Sometimes, bestie, you got to lose to win. Oh yes. In order to have the last laugh, where the big cat laughs longest, darling dears, having what covered yourself in the whole of Psalms 91:1, leaning back in faith and crying out, from whence will my help come? My help comes from the Lord, as you raise your eyes to the hillside. Yes, baby! You had to get Psalms 121 in that situation. You had to trust the process and let go of people, places, and things you thought would be in your existence for air. Listen, I drop people like a bad habit, blockety block, block, block. Nothing wrong with that, blood. Why? I haven't got the energy for it, the hairline, nor the patience. And I'm sure as she's naive, not going to spend my should I say, my past years in prison like R. Kelly. And neither must you, bestie, because I won't come and visit you, but I will pen you out a long letter, and most of the letter will be, I told you so. And when you get your your internet rights in your prison cell, if you get such internet rights, I will also add the share videos, the videos that you must watch, so you can see that I did tell you many times. You got to let go, darling dears. Because when you let go of something that is not for you, darling dears, you create the space for what is for you, for what you want, and not what you need. Remember, I told you that. Fist bump. Yeah, let's get the dice and push on. We're nearly 10 minutes in. OMG. As I said, sometimes you got to lose to win. Look what you've got. You got the snake eyes, the double one, darling dears. The meaning, well, we always go, the red is the immediate intel, the white is the backup. The red and the white is telling you what? Evaluate, darling dear. Pay attention to everything that's going on around you, because something is going to what? Undermine the security you've acquired for yourself, darling dears. Someone don't like you on the throne, eh? They want you on the plastic seats in the nosebleed section, worrying about them, they, them, and You have to remember that you mustn't attempt anything major, no major moves until after the next new moon, which will be in Scorpio. I believe it's on the 11th of November. I could be wrong. Hold on a minute, let me check my other notes, because I got, listen, being lost on that M25, blood, it wasn't funny, it wasn't fabulous, it wasn't gorgeous, and it certainly was not lovely. By yourself in the dark, blood, and my mind goes, I did have my traveling nay with me, but what could it do for me in the dark? I could have cried, right, and given up all hope, right, so be blurry-eyed, not knowing where I'm going, and in the darkest, when I was on the final stretch home, it was really dark. This is before I got to the Dartford crossing. I was like, oh my God, it's so dark. And it's like God sent two cars. And they came with their lights, and I had more lights to see, so I had to put the pedal to the metal, darling dear, throw caution to the wind. If the police saw me, it would have been, there she go. Yeah, they would have had to catch me. If they can. All right. Anyway, you must evaluate everything, darling dears. Everything must be evaluated. The meaning of the double one on the domino, it's about a reunion, darling dear. Someone is going to resurface, yes, baby, like Beetlejuice or Candyman from the past for some kind of tete-a-tete, wanting to bend your ear. With the whisperings of Hannibal Lecter, darling dears, evaluate the situation. Hey, Jeanette, big cat, wave. Why would they be coming back at this stage of the game when you've done nothing but be the CEO of minding your own business? Watching how your own grass must grow. Okay, this goes to a 2, darling dears. So you could be a life path 2 or 11. If you're an 11, as am I, this is a master number. This tells me that you are highly innovative and spiritual, right? You are guided by your inner voice. It's all about your self-improvement, and it's about teaching what you've learned, darling dears. So if you're a life path 11, you need to go, or all of you need to go and find your Chiron. You want the tools to heal yourself so you can heal others. Teach people the way, big cat. So this is a 2. So you could be a life path 2, or your birthday could be the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or the 29th. You will get along with other 2s, 4s, 6s, and 8s. You do not get along with the 5s and the 7s. Everything else in between, it can go either way, but vigilance is the key, darling dears. Your lucky days will be Friday, Saturday, and Tuesday. The letters B, K, and T come to mind. The numerology of the 2, this is about new partnerships, darling dears, coming in, possibly for unity, wanting balance. The 2 is ruled by the moon, and the moon is skullduggerous. You know, I tell you this, sometimes it goes void of course and says, love and light, deal with all of the emotions I've stirred up in you. Anyhow, pressing on, darling dears. The energy of the 2 is about cooperation. This is also the power behind the throne. Maybe somebody wants to come in like they are the power behind you, like they are the battery in your back. They want to do the victory lap with you, darling dears, after they've done all of God knows what. I'll give you a moment to contemplate it and think about the God knows what they did to you. It was heinous, darling dear, heinous. But remember, God don't sleep. This is why you must win after you lose. The energy of the 2 is also the High Priestess, darling dears. The High Priestess speaks about you being highly intuitive. You may be a high priest or priestess. You may even be using tarot or some form of divination, darling dears, or your intuition is off the chain. It also represents the mother energy. The moon energy is about the issues around the stomach, the breasts, and possibly even the pancreas area. That is a message for someone. Go and get that checked up, darling dears. This is about the past. The moon energy always speaks about the past, darling dears. Okay, speaking about the moon rules Cancer. Okay, so it falls in Scorpio, so the person could be a Scorpio, and it's a detriment, not in its best light, darling dears, in Capricorn. So we've got Capricorn, Scorpio. I've given you the numbers that you don't get along with. The life path is when you add the whole birth date together. Very important, and it's a quick study. You can get a little guide and have it on your phone, darling dears. People will tell you their date of birth. You don't have to know the time for this. You just want to know if their life path match with yours, right? Because otherwise it'll be hairline taking stuff, guys, and you will give up all of your wins for losses for someone that wouldn't do it for you, darling dears. Remember, I told you that. All right, lots of intel coming out. Let's carry on. Right, where do we go to? I'm gonna go with the pink cards first, because I like to say, love everyone, trust the few, and always paddle your own canoe. Fist bump. Yeah, because they're coming in with the what? The envy, the jealousy, and the hate. Yes, baby, don't want you to have it, right? Hate that's you that's got it, and will do anything in their power to make sure that you don't keep it, and you can't acquire it again. What's behind the envy? A user. Listen, my hairline's just got itchy blood. I remember my reverse friar tuck, right? Major blessings in the next 7 days. So you've got big coming intel. What's this? An orgy of evidences, and what's behind that, right? It says the police see them as a person of interest. So they've had their collar felt. In the UK, that's been arrested, darling dear. They've had their collar felt, right? All whilst you was doing what? Getting great. And angel numbers. I've given you so many numbers today, darling dears. Didn't I? Yes, I did. I told you the numbers were 2, 4, 6, 8, or a multiple of it, adding it together, or a combination of it, darling dear. The first that comes to mind, go and look up that angel number. It has a message for you because you're getting great, darling dear. All right. Let's see what the ancestors think about this. We're going to use the True Love Oracle deck. What do your ancestors think about this? Especially if it's someone from the past, darling dears. Why would this scourge want to be visited on you again? Let's give it a quick shufti. You've got your third eye on bitches and mitches, darling dears. It's been a long road. It looks like the yellow brick road. You had to do the whiz. What's that? Ease on down the road. Yes, don't you carry nothing that might be a load. Yes, sing with me, big cat. You are on a different level to them, darling dears. You went through a thing or two and learned a thing or two about the thing or two you went through. What's that? The dearness had to look over my shoulder. Why? As I told you, bestie, I am the red light, green light champion of 79. And I ain't going back, blood. I'll come out swinging. What do you mean? A new beginning. This also speaks about an obstacle. This person will blindside you, darling dears, with their what? Whisperings of Hannibal Lecter as they try to bleed into your existence yet again. A time-traveling heifer or tree sloth. Okay. You better be spiritually wise, darling dears. Go within! Someone from the past turn up on me, darling dears. My first word is, who sent you? Who sent you? My second, you wouldn't get a second word from me because I'll be at the decks, darling dear, divining what's going on with you. Why you think you can come turn me over again? Listen. Listen. Big cat. This is old Blowtorch. Let me tell you something about old Blowtorch. I told you, go and watch that film Hancock. It kind of explains when twin flames get together. This is my interpretation of twin flames. Old Blowtorch, they're coming to burn it down, darling dears. Possibly your spiritual aspirations, what you believe to be true, in order to what? Be in manifestation mode, darling dears. Maybe the path you went through, maybe they'll deny what you had to overcome in order to be a big cat and still alive to tell the tale. And not only that, your hairline, your edges are being replenished. Yeah, old Blowtorch is coming for you again. We've got the butterflies doing a tumble, darling dears. What does it mean? They ain't changed not one lickety split, darling dear. And there's a whole branch in the background. You know about the branches. They can just break on you with the least amount of warning. And in some cases, no warning at all. You don't want people that are branches in your life, darling dear. Oh, how now, brown cow. We're looking for roots, darling dear. The roots people. And as we know, me and you, bestie, because we've discussed this many times, we ain't looking for no one, blood. We've left it up to the Most High. Why? Our picker is broken. Our picker is broken. Yeah, tell him at the back. Put it in the hands of the Most High. Old Blowtorch hasn't turned into what? A better person? Nope. They're not talking nice things. They're in... Oh, even their heart is on its face. They're not coming out of love, darling. Yeah? The blue heart is what? The throat. So they be lying. The heart is green and it's on its face. That means they're black-hearted and mean. And you won't be getting any hearts for Valentine's, darling dears. Maybe the star will be the what? The punch in the head that they give you. I don't know. Or the punch in your bank account. Or the punch they want to give you in your good. What's that? You know what I'm talking about, darling dear. So we know, listen, the cards are telling it. We know it's someone that you was romantically involved with. An entanglement, maybe. What's on the base of the deck? Listen, they're not even creative, darling dears. The door should be firmly closed. You listen, you don't want to revisit the past. Who wants to go for a ride through hell in a handbasket? This is not going to be for you, right? Lacking in creativity. So they think they can get you back with just words. You're going to just believe them. Be naive. Listen, last time you looked in the mirror, you didn't have any breast milk around your mouth. What's going on, bestie? No, you may... Listen, you may have been born at night, but not last night, darling dears. You couldn't be. You couldn't be. Lacking in creativity, right? Not changed. And the code word is old blowtorch, better known as Prakala or Prakalisha, son or daughter of Pennywise the Clown. I know, bestie. I know. Right. Let's dive in. We need 2 decks. What's this? When disrespect is being served. You got up from the tableau, darling dears. But the envy, jealousy, and hate is still there. Well, guess what? If they was eating lemons before, they're about to what? Eat garlic, darling dears, or bleach. I'm telling you, because the blessing that's coming in, right? They're going to see it. These low lives always see it before you, especially if your trajectory has been one on what? Climbing that mountain, darling dears, facing your emotions in the situation, forgiving thyself, because you was part of it as well, whether you was a meanie, fisty, whatever you did. In some cases, you was triggered into doing things because of what was being done to you. And then they go, there it is. There's the crazy one. Crazy like a big cat, fist bump. All right, let's get 2 decks and find out exactly what's going on. Because you had to lose some things to win. We're going to go over the black cards for them and the gold Art Nouveau for you. You in transformation. And they're coming in, right, like a Trojan horse. Fire energy, no real passion for you. Not in the way that would be what? Loyal, darling dear. Okay. Let's move this out of the way, but yet still be able to see it. Right, let's give it a quick shifting. This one flipped right out. Oh my God, these cards stuck into the table, just like this person's going to be on you, like white on rice, darling dear. If you say fe, they go and say keke. They'll tell you anything to make you believe that it is naive. All right. The same card as before, darling dears. They're going to come in meek and mild. No fighting, no argument. Listen, they're going to be like, I don't know, like a monk, a Tibetan monk, darling dears. In first world country clothes, darling dears. They're going to look fit for the bill. Fire energy looks good, darling dear. There's always something smoking in the background. In their case, it's fire. Was it hellfire and brimstone and a bit of sulfur? You had to leave this what? This person that always had something going on in the background, darling dear. This is people that put you in competition with others. If it was a love relationship, you had sister husbands or sister wives, right? Family members, they talked about you behind your back. Everybody had a good, it was all funny, innit? It's all fun and games until someone put their eye out. Or until Big Cat says what? Love and light. I'm too much of a what? Spiritual being. Having a human experience to still be neck deep in this shiznai. Too busy getting great. You had to leave this energy behind, darling dears, where you felt that you was in competition with others. People wanted you to feel low, right? What did you have to do to get away from these mass marauders that was always competing with you? Skeet, darling dears. 6 of Swords in the upright. You had to get your mind right. You had to say, thy rod and thy staff, they protect me, with tears on your face. And I told you, Big Cat, bestie, if you're crying, rub them bitches in. Best skin tightener this side of the universe. And not only that, it comes with motivation for that to never, ever happen to you again. Not while you've got breath in your body. And what? The good get back to get great. There's an orgy of evidences of what they did to you, darling dears. And the unspoken things is what's been happening to them, right? While a to-do, Freudian slip. A to-do means a kerfuffle, an argument, a to-do about nothing, They got us speaking like Shakespeare, darling dears. Yeah, love it. Push, clap. You had to get your mind right. Some of you left with progeny. And as I said, spirit was at your back. This was a lesson you had to learn. Yeah, soul's energy, it cut you to the white meat. It surely did. It had a hold of your past psychological password by the shortened curlies. You had to get the strength from your proverbial balls, darling dears. And they had to be what? Steel, darling dears. Steel balls. You had to treat yourself like the prized possession. The dog's bollocks, darling dears. Realize that I am somebody. You had to realize that. You had to tell yourself harsh truths, soul's energy. You had to speak to yourself in many silent moments, darling dears. The 6 is the energy of what the lovers is about. It was a love situation. You loved that person, whether it was a platonic love, a romantic love, a family. You loved them. You trusted them, darling dear. Something happened while you was on a trip with them, or you took a trip or a journey to meet them, darling dear. It could be some kind of family event. Something happened. What else have you got to lose in order to win? I'll take the one that landed on my hand. Listen, Jezebel's spirit. This is a tree sloth with their Panania footum in the air. This is somebody who has the spirit of gossip on them. Listen, bestie, oi. You think when they gossip to you that you're not the next on the menu as soon as you get up from that tableau? Leave behind the gossip mongers, blood. These merchants of slander, always on the balls of their feet with someone else's business. And after you get up, you are being carved up, darling dears. Donnie Renee, thank you for joining as a member, darling dears. Support the big cat. You know I need the honeydew melons to keep my strengths up. So I do. Yeah, you had to leave behind those people that like to fling their genitalia around like it was 1984, darling dears. Jealous people. Queen of Wands could be a sister who bled into controversy in your family, darling dears. This sister never liked you. They always had an issue with you, darling dears. This is all Wands energy. Gossiping, slander. You may even have gone to a fist fight or a tongue wrestling match with this person. You have to get away from the gossip mongers, the people that you know openly hated you, right? And how did you do that? Or how might you do that? By knowing your worth and adding tax, blood. You're the Empress. The Empress, you embody all of the queens. The Queen of Cups, you are highly intuitive and loyal, nurturing. The Queen of Wands, planning, plotting, and strategizing, again, highly intuitive. This is somebody who is a natural born leader, darling dears. The Queen of Swords, you get down to business, darling. You say it like it is. You will divorce yourself from any situation that is not on your spiritual pay grade. It also speaks since you're highly intelligent. You know how to get to the intel, keyboard gangster and all that. And the Queen of Pentacles, the biggest Pentacles of them all. Nurturing to your children, you may even be a good advisor. You're good with your money. You've got everything right. You came out as the Empress on top. You had to know your worth and add tax in the face of this Queen of Wands energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I feel inclined to get to the bottom of this Queen. Let's go with the blue cards. What else? You have to get away from the spirit of gossip, yeah? Those that like to gossip and fight and talk about everyone else, right? Envy, jealousy, and hate, right? What's this? They were so abusive to you. They was. Even the cards are telling on themselves. Thank you very much, Donnie Renee, for the super chat and all that. As I told you, we've lost all of the blue spanners. If you want to be a commenter or a top commenter or have more than just standard operation on this channel to help out with the comments and things like that, you have to be a member. And Donnie Renee, as we finish this, can I do it? I don't even know if I can do it now. No, it's not allowing me to do it. Hold on a minute. Nope. I'll have to do it after the read. I'll make you a moderator, so you can say what you want to say and you can help me out with the chat, because right now I'm by myself, blood, and you know I can be vicious. Because who's gonna check me? Well, as I was saying, this person was abusive to you on purpose, darling dears. They meant to do it and they're not sorry. Usually it's hurt people, but this person went above and beyond. This person or people, they recruited others to try and take you down, darling dears. And it's with words, it's with action, it's with gossip, it's with bringing up past situations, darling dears. They tried to lace you with it, but it wasn't a fit for you. Because you understood the assignment. Know thy worth, darling dears. Know thy worth in every situation. You are worth more than diamonds and gold. And abuse? We've all been through it, darling dears, and some of us are still in it. And if you are, you better be making plans, bestie. Make plans. Don't say that I don't and I can't. It's not in your vocabulary. You're a big cat. And you can do exactly what you want to do, but you've got to get quiet so that you can get the spiritual enlightenment. And it's always the first step, the initial step. That's the hardest, because you think you can't do without this. But listen, I can do without you, blood. I can do without anyone, because the only person in charge of my blinking and breathing is me, until Father God says, time up. Hey, hey. Anyhow, yeah, you had to find out your worth. The gossiping gossip mongers. Queen of Wands could also be someone that's bought you a STD, all of this one's energy. And the King of Cups. Disloyal partner. You maybe was married to this person. King of Cups is also about relationships, darling dears. You had to have a hard look at all of the relationships around your life. Cutting off one person, you say, God revealed the toxic person to me. God says, I'll go one better. I'll show you everyone. And everyone's got to leave. It's like a stampede, darling dears. This King of Cups was disloyal. Why was they particularly disloyal? Four of Cups, there's no love, don't live here anymore. You're no longer disappointed with the situation. You understood that you was dealing with what? Non-effective goods, defective goods, darling dear. Somebody who's got emotional issues. It could be a mother or a father issue that created this monster for you. This goes to Five of Cups on its face, darling dears, where regret is not remorse. This King of Cups, this is somebody who's emotionally manipulative, darling dear. This is a master of fucking ease. Other people call it gaslighting. I say fucking ease, blood, because he's fucking ease. When is gonna ease? King of Cups on his face is a lying liar, a skin peeling liar. I've also uploaded a video on how to spot a liar in the birth natal chart. It's all there, in my opinion, as a Western tropical astrologer. Trust and believe. What did you do to get away from this person? Look, you realize that I don't compete where I don't compare. Whereas they was put you in competition with others next to the Queen of Wands, you realize that you was fighting for something that did not deserve your presence, because you found your worth. You found your worth, darling dears. The Five of Wands on its face, darling dears, it's telling me that you, in that situation with this King of Cups in reverse, you was extremely passive. I mean, wanting to avoid the conflict. This is somebody, listen. This is someone got a hair trigger temper, blood. What do you mean? You might have even walked on the carpet too heavy. Maybe you dragged your foot. Maybe you didn't do all the work like Cinderella. You forgot to kiss their ass when they came through the door. Whatever it is you did, this person had a hair trigger temper. And who was in the crosshair? You! You, bestie, you by yourself. Until you met me, blood. And I made you think about a thing or two, No. You'll never, ever allow yourself to be put in a position where you compete. Let's back it up with a tiny card. Never, ever, never, ever come through. Oh, what's their name again? The Outcasts. Yeah, posh clap. You'll never put yourself in a position where you feel vulnerable, where you, if you've got to think about it, you know it's true. Because if it not go so, it go near so. This person is outrageous. Yeah, look, the little tiny cards is backing it up. You're going to take your time to invest, darling dears. You're looking for the right people that choose you. Seven of Pentacles is in the upright. Could also, because look, it looks like he's leaning on a hoe, a garden hoe. You may have invested in land, darling dear, a property. It could be a financial investment. Maybe it's cryptos. Maybe you invested in higher education. Pentacles is about tangible. You're going to take your time. This is about you focusing on things that you would actually see grow. Glow came out, Freudian slip, and flourish. It ain't going to happen to you again. How now, brown cow? I can't make it up. 7-7, darling dears. And when we see 2 7s on the tableau, it's about, with the Pentacles, this is about working, darling dear, but moving in silence. You're not giving out no intel of where your next move is, darling dears. Because as I said, a major blessing is coming towards you in the next 7 days. They ain't seen nothing yet. Those that you left behind that's still watching you with their hillbilly investigations being watched. Even as we speak, darling dears, they watch you on the World Wide Web with fake DPs, darling dear, fake accounts. Why are they so focused on you when all you've done is mind your own business and get great? There's so much of an orgy of evidence here. Anything else you want to tell them? What else did they have to let go of? What did they have to lose in order to win? If this person, King of Cups, was your partner, they're in an abusive relationship with the Queen of Wands. Yeah, someone who wears their punani on their forehead, like, yeah, and that's their business, serve their right. What did I say? God didn't bless that union. Hey, this is Guantanamo Bay on crack, darling dears. What did I say? Oh, blowtorch found their was it their match? What's this? Yeah. You had to lose being depressed, being unable to speak your truth, walking on eggshells, not being able to sleep at night, being nervous, your whole focus on whomsoever was trying to take your hairline, darling dears. This hoodwinker of the truth. I'm telling you, darling dears. You had to what? You had to realize that spiritual quarantine was a necessary, an absolute necessary. This is why many big cats are what? Celibate, darling dears. Because it's the cutting of the soul tie. You have to remember our bodies have muscle memory. You need to forget about their touch, darling dears. It'd be like flies landing on you. Flies landing on you. Some of you had no peace at night time. You was unable to sleep. I heard waking up crying. Listen, I woke up one day and I woke up crying and that made me cry even more. And I said, listen, have you ever cried so much? You said, no, listen. And then you think, well, I'll go and sit over on the settee. You cry on the settee. Well, I'll go and wash the plates. You cry into the plates. Listen, ain't going back, mate. Not on your Nelly. Let go of things that are not on your spiritual pay grade. Things that disturb you, darling. Just take your focus when the main focus for every big cat on this Malkuth is to know thyself. This is why your birth natal chart, your snapshot of the Akashic records, your blueprint, darling dears. Everything is there. Your strength, how you act in relationships, darling dears. The positive and the negative, everything's there. Your life path numbers, it's all there for a reason, darling dears. Fucks with it. Fucks with it strong. You're letting go of anxiety, darling dears. You gotta lose it. The people that are blood pressure like, they give you blood pressure, angina, and all of the others. Passive aggressive, the arguments, the fighting. This is those that like to stab you all up and down your back chakra. How was you able to do that? By calling on the Most High? By realizing solo dolo is the way for me? By focusing on the bag, darling dears, the bag. Always about the bag. No, it's not the love of money, because that's the root of evil. Money's not evil. Focus on educating yourself. You focused on your health, darling dear, because that is tantamount. Your health is your wealth under any circumstance. You understood that when you poured into yourself and focused on your own garden, darling dears. And then I'm getting about property investment. It could be a home, a new house, or maybe it's some kind of renovation of your home, darling dear. But you've definitely looked at a healthier way. CMOS. You did. You had to put you first. The 8 and the 9 goes to 17. 17 is what? The star card. This is a major spiritual healing. You was futuristic thinking and you didn't even know it. You had hope. Better yet, more than hope, faith the size of a mustard seed. And the spotlight of jealousy is on you. Feelings are running deep. They're in their feelings, blood. They're in their feelings, right? And you're still open to new relationships, some of you. But like I said, well, you've got free will. I'm a pointer, not a picker. I'm your bestie. I'm not here to beat up on you, but I will beat up on you. And then I will lie and say it wasn't me. I'll do a shaggy. I'll say my channel was hacked. How about that? Yeah. Your progress was slow in coming. Your healing was slow in coming, darling dears. Because you had to what? Let the Most High take the wheel. Let God have a hand in your life. It speaks about you now being inspired, motivated. And the one's energy represents the direction of self, and it could also, for me, it's the self node. Realizing what your dark side is, darling dears. This is what helped you overcome. You have to accept both sides of you, the dark and the light, the yin and the yang, the masculine and feminine. You have to accept it inside of yourself. And it was slow in you understanding that. You had to learn to be loyal to you. Not let you down. Be dependable on you. Because bestie, oi, quiet as it's kept, no one's coming to save you. No one. Yeah, look, what did I say? You're going to have a visitation, blood. If there ever was called a time for the white sage, for you to put the salt in every corner of your house, for you to get the is it the red brick dirt, darling dears, to put at your doorway, to get your peacock feathers, to pray to the Most High, right? It'd be like, you may even have to mark your door like they did when, what was it with Moses? When the angel of death was coming through, they had to mark their door with blood over the door. Well, I wouldn't go that far, darling, just because the neighbors, they lie and they spy, right? But this person has been watching you big time. They've been trying to gather information. The cups could be relationships, people around you. Maybe they've heard things, pentacles. They could have found out something about you on the internet, something that's got their juices wet, darling dear. Yes. They've got one for you, darling dear. One for you. You had to find out who you are. And you are more than a conqueror, darling dears. I come to you practically every single day because I understand what you've been in. We may not have traveled the same path. I want you to have the best of everything which you truly deserve. But you have to understand, your life is not a playground. No one is allowed to spin the block. Good God. They knew what they did when they did it. And they wasn't sorry. They only want to come around because you know your worth. To see if they can break you. If they can take you off your spiritual journey. Having you live in that mud hut. What? I don't care. It could be a mansion. It's a mud hut when you're living with the son or daughter of Pennywise the Clown. I told you. I don't care. I don't. Right, let's go to the wellness deck. Yeah, Skeet, you're ascending. Your life is paradise. Yes, baby. Some of you may even be sailing or going to an island, a sunny island. Some kind of ascension, some kind of uplift in your life, darling. But it's about expansion, and it says a new phase. Right? And some of you are preparing for union. Listen, you got too much. You've got too much going on, darling dears. Even if your only thing that's going on right now for you, because you're in the thick of the DNS. Again, I look over my shoulder. What might be going on for you is that you're counting a 5-pound bag of white rice, 1 grain at a time. Listen, we all have to crawl before we can walk. We saw the 6 of Swords. Get your mind right. Get your mind right. And never forget, never you ever forget to give thanks, gratitude, darling dears, gratitude that you're able to wake up the next day, kick your way out of the duvet like a 6-month-old. You know how much people can't wake up? Or when they wake up, their health has taken a downturn, a turn for the worst. Be grateful, darling dears. And most of all, forgive them. Because how else are you going to call judgment on they, them, and They, them, and Because no type of revenge that you could take on them is nothing compared or going to prepare them for what the Most High will do when you pick on a chosen one that was sent to you. Yeah, listen, the cards are telling abundance, yeah? Tinky Winky style. Happy days are here again, but happiness is an inside job. Never forget you are worth more than diamonds and gold. Proverbs 31:10. And what you don't see today is in the works tomorrow. And in saying that, stop telling God every minute, oh God, give me this. Oh God, listen, you are counteracting what the universe wants to grant unto thee. A little for instance for that. Whenever I'm out in my chariot of righteousness and I need a parking space, before I used to panic because I'm like, oh, where am I going to park? I stop panicking. When I'm leaving the house, I say, hey, angels of parking, could you please find me a space? And I let it go. This is how you are able to manifest. It's about you having all of the emotions of this coming in like you've already received it and then letting it go. And it opens up for you. Abundance is your go-to move. But remember the lesson. You don't have to live in the abuse what they did, darling dears. I'm not telling you to be in that on a daily basis. You'll be living in the 9 of Swords. Good God, when would you have the time to get to the bank, right? Get to the gym, wash your own behind? You won't. Have the memory of an elephant. Remember what they did, but don't let it be your last move. It's not over until you choose it to be over. And the final say in the over is the Most High. None of us know the day, the hour, or the minute. What's that, Rimsey? Abundance is it's your birthright. Abundance, love, happiness, joy. There's more than enough for everyone on this Malkuth. But some people would rather see you, what, brown bread, barking at passing cars and looking like Quasi's bestie, just because it's you. Just because you was able to what? Get great. They expected you to fade away. Well, guess what? You is a big cat prototype of your lineage. Sometimes you need to pound yourself in the chest and recognize the space you hold, the energy you command. So don't let no one tell you that you are at the back of the line. Listen, I don't mind being at the back of the line because they won't know when I've stepped off, darling dear. They think I'm behind them. No, blood. I'm already over somewhere else, watering my own garden. You already saw this. Empress energy, focusing on you, right? Knowing your worth and adding tax. Solo dolo like the boys or girls on the pole. You are more of a man than they'll ever be and more of a woman than they'll ever get. Fist bump. So yeah, bestie, oi! You got to lose to win. On that note, I drops me mic. Todd love to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or simply come back here. If you'd like a personal read, hit me up in the Gmail. All of my intel is in the description box below. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share these messages with whomsoever you feel needs it. And the comments, your comment could be a survival kit for another big cat. Cat, cat. Cat, cat. Big cat wave. Remember your worth, bestie. Remember your worth. You are unique and be unapologetic when you tell them love and light.